I'm going skiing in 2 weeks, so let's make ourselves some ski wear. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. A ski suit, you say? Now, if you've seen my previous videos on me making ski suits, you will know that this is not the first time that I've done this. But this will be the first time that I'm doing this with the knowledge of all the mistakes that I have made before. Ski suit material, depending on what you're using, can be quite difficult to work with. And for many different reasons. Different properties, you're working with like waterproof things, soft shells, there's all sorts of different technical materials that are made for the outside, which can make it a little bit daunting. What do I do? How do I sew? Is it going to work? Well, I feel like as someone who has now sewn 2 ski suits, this third one, I will be able to approach this with knowledge of previous makes, what worked, what didn't work, and we can actually make this one the best one yet. I will be bringing my previous ski suit that I made with me. The reason why I'm making a new one is that since the last time I went skiing, which was about 2 years ago, I've lost actually a fair bit of weight. So this ski suit is actually quite big on me. It's very, very large. I'll still be wearing it and I can wear lots of clothes underneath, but I would like something that fits the size that I am right now. I'm also really excited to use some fabric that I got when I was in South Korea. So I'm quite excited to do all of these things, and I'll hopefully be able to give you some actual knowledge on how to work with these kind of fabrics. I was considering just making the same suit as I did last year, but in my new colors. I have collected a few patterns that would work for ski wear. So this year we're going to try and do a little 2-piece. We're going to be making a pair of trousers / dungarees. I think they're called salopettes, might be completely wrong here. And then we're going to pair that with a jacket to go on top, which I think I'm going to go for like a puffer style jacket instead of one that's belted. I still might change my mind on this. The fabric I'm going to be using is actually some technical waterproof fabric, which I bought from Seoul, where we went to Dungaree market. That place was amazing, and you would have seen that in my previous video. So I will be using that fabric, which I specifically bought there for this reason. Picked up this 3-ply waterproof fabric in this kind of a beigey color, and then also in this sage green. And we're going to go for a color blocking that's like this. I'll have to figure out what the color blocking is going to be for both of them, but I feel like the main color is going to be the green, and then the accent color is going to be the beige color because I don't have as much as that. Now that we're back, I've been back about a week, we have to start this project because we are planning to be going skiing in about 2.5 weeks. Christmas is next week, then it's New Year's, and on the 2nd of January, I'm going to be driving all the way to the Alps to throw myself down a mountain, hopefully in a new ski set. So that's what we're aiming to do. I'm going to try and impart as much knowledge as I possibly can so that if you decide to take on the challenge of doing this, that it doesn't feel so daunting. Because I remember the first time I did it, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and there wasn't a lot of information out there because people weren't really making their own ski suits. And because it's been a little while since I've been on the mountain, hopefully you'll get some good footage of me actually skiing and not falling over. As soon as I'd made my first ski suit, I then started in the background collecting ski suit patterns where I can find them. There are not a lot out there. Vicky Sews is probably the most modern one that you can buy at the moment, and that's this one here. This one is the one that I made last time and I absolutely love it, and I'll probably in the future be making that one again over and over, maybe even for gifts for other people. It took me a month the first time, but I feel like as you make more, you'll probably get faster at doing it. Another company that's really good for ski wear is the Green Pepper Company. When I discovered this company, they only did paper patterns, but since then they do PDF patterns now. So you don't have to wait the 4 weeks for delivery I did when I bought these patterns. Now that's what I'm going to be making today. This is just one of them. This is called the Women's Sugar Pine Overalls, and they're basically made to be out in the wet and snow. And there's another one called High Waisted Warm-Ups, And that is the one that I'm going to attempt to make. It comes multi-size, and there are about 8 different sizes from size 6 to size 18, I think US. I did not want to cut into mine. So what I did is I used a tracing wheel on some paper and cut out the size that I needed. So that way the pattern can stay intact. And if I do go up or down in size, which can happen, then I can make something different. Or if I want to make a gift for someone else, I can absolutely make it in one of those sizes. So those are the salopettes or warm-ups or dungarees or overalls that I'm going to be making. For the jacket, trying to find a puffer jacket to look like how I would like it to look is actually really, really difficult. I actually have a few puffer jacket patterns. Hey, Pancake. Hello, Baba. So out of all the puffer jacket patterns that I looked through that I have to see which one was the best fit, the one that I think works the best is the Mitsuba puffer jacket by Waffle Patterns. I got this from Etsy, and it's just like your standard puffer jacket with stripes that go across, so you can color block really well. There are 2 different versions. There's a short version and then there's a long version. I'll be making the short version. There's lots of different pocket styles, collar styles, cuff styles that you can mix and match. So I'll be making a combination of both jackets, but putting it all into the short jacket. There's also some stuff in there that I would like that it doesn't have, which is the arm pocket for the ski pass. So I will be pulling that little pattern piece from my Vicky Sews pattern and kind of like Franken patterning that into the arm so that I can add that too. So there are a few elements of this where I'm kind of just making it up as I go along, but the general pattern is there on both of them. I've just did a little bit of placement and it looks like I actually do have enough. The green is going to be the main colour of the jacket and also of the trousers. So I've separated all the pattern pieces to the bits that I want to be green and the bits that I want to be sand coloured. There are a few things that I need to do to the trouser pattern. There is a ankle zip that I want to apply, and there's one more modification I need to make to the pattern on the sleeve so that I can put my skiing pass in there. But other than that, I think we'll be able to start cutting very soon. I have some insulation which I had in the attic left over from my last project, and there is more than enough here to cover everything. Instead of laying this on top of that and trying to cut it in one, we are going to cut out the flat pattern, and then once we have that, I will then pin that onto the insulation and then we can cut round it. I'm excited. Things are moving ahead. I think we might have something relatively soon. So I've been doing a little bit of extra pattern making just to make sure that all the elements that I want in this set is going to be there. First thing I did was create the insert that goes in the side of the leg. It's basically an expansion. It's a little bit of fabric that's in a triangle that you put a zipper on both sides so that when you open it, it expands the bottom of the leg out, and that means I can put it quite easily over any kind of large chunky boot like a ski boot, and then I can zip it up so that it's nice and snug there and it doesn't go anywhere. The next thing that I also did was figure out where to put the pocket that you would have on the sleeve. The reason why you have a little sleeve pocket in a ski jacket is because you need a ski pass when you're going through the gates to get on the lifts that take you up the mountain so that you can slide down it. The way that all the gates, it seems that all the gates, it might be different in other countries, but at least every time I've been to anywhere in the Alps, all of the gates have the bit where you would put your pass on your left side. It's on the left side. So quite a few ski jackets have a zip that might be here, it might be here, it might be here. So you can just put your pass in there and forget about it. So all you have to do is just walk through the gates and it kind of just scans and beeps as you go along. Instead of having to like find where your pass is in your pocket and beep it, this is a lot easier. So I'm going to incorporate that into this jacket. I'm going to add it onto the bottom part of the sleeve. to make it very easy on myself, I'm actually adding it into the seam. I can add the zipper in quite easily because there is already a seam there. So adding the zipper within the seam allowance should be easy. And the same with not having to add like a welt pocket or anything. We're just going to use an invisible zipper, so that should be fine. So that is pretty much everything. Other things that I need to be taken into consideration when cutting this fabric, because it is a technical fabric, I'm going to be using my rotary cutter and not my scissors. We don't want any jagged edges. I want smooth lines. So what I'm doing here is actually pinning the fabric onto the insulation. Normally I wouldn't suggest pinning at all because you're making unnecessary holes, but I am pinning within the seam allowance. So the bit that I'm pinning and using to put the seams around, you won't see that at all, and I'll be sewing actually further in from that. So it's okay to pin at the end, and then where I'm going to sew is going to be like 2 millimeters in, just so that it attaches it to the insulation. And then the seam allowance I think is 1.5 centimeters, so it's actually like quite a bit in, so you're not even going to see it, so it's okay. Okay, so that is the pile of stuff that I need to attach together. I've already done these two and trimmed it. So this is kind of what it's going to look like, nice and padded. So that's what, 4 down, 24 more pieces to go. One leg. No, that is so annoying. I run out of bobbing thread and I've just been sewing, or that is so annoying. Check your bobbin thread.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get.
It is the next day. I started putting the side zip in the leg, and the way that I originally did it in my other suit, I tried to do that again this time and it didn't work for some reason. So I had to take it apart and figure out another way, which I have. The original way was to put the zip on the insert and then put it in the leg, but I'm finding that the easier way is to put the zip in the leg and add the insert behind it and then sew it all together. So that's what we're doing this morning. So it's coming together a little bit slower than I anticipated, but we are on the 23rd of December. It's Christmas Eve tomorrow, and yeah, I've still got plenty of time. We're not leaving until the 2nd of January, so I've still got like well over a week. So we're doing okay. We're doing okay. So these are my 2 legs done. This is what it looks like when it is zipped up. This is what it looks like when it's open. And this is going to be on the outside of my leg. So this is like left and then this is right. So all nicely done up together. All that's left to do now is add the inseam and join it to the other side so we can close the leg. So that is a full circle. So there's going to be one seam that joins these 2 together. And then we have our 2 legs and we can put them together so that I can try them on as trousers. Then we can work on the waistband, the zip and the shoulders. This room is getting messier by the day, but looks strange, but I have just sewn the 2 legs together and the waistband is attached. So we are going to try it on for the first time and see how it fits joined together. Hopefully it's thick. She's thick. All right. In we go. Trying it on my leggings because I'll likely be wearing leggings underneath. And oh, it's a snug fit, but I like it. You'll be able to see. Oh my gosh. Looks pretty cool. Okay, not bad at all. I like it. And already, like, I've only been wearing it, what, 30 seconds, and I'm already really warm. So this is going to be great in the snow. Oh, I really like it. Okay, so now we are going to get the zip in. I was going to go for this cream zip. I checked my zippers and I found this waterproof zip in this kind of like bluish grey colour, but it very much matches, as you can see. It's slightly darker, but it's a good match to this. So it's quite large. I've got a stopper and I've got some pliers. So I'm going to sew it to the size that I need it to be. And then we're just going to put a little stopper in there. And this is going to go in as the zip. Nice waterproof zip. I think it's going to look really good. Wow, I'm so excited. So the next step after doing the straps will be to do the lining. And then we need to add the lining and then close it up. But it's looking pretty good. Great. Okay, I'm putting the reinforcing for the zipper bottom. The way that the pattern's asking to do it is not going to work with how thick this fabric is. So I've had to pull the technique from the other suit, the Vicky Sews one, to do it this way because it seems slightly easier and gives a little bit more reinforcement on that seam. The only thing is, there's a lot of clothing. And it is only a small machine, so as you can see, wrapping myself up in this and working very slowly. So as you can see, this is the front where the zip's going to be. You do reinforcement the bottom of the zip. Now I'm going to cut into these two corners, flip it to the inside, and then we're going to add the zip. And then this corner should be perfect, we hope. Working on the straps. So one strap done, one more to go. Lining on. These are the trousers. Zip is in. This is what it's looking like. And the straps at the moment I have pinned into place. And I've pinned them into place. And this is what it looks like. Isn't this cute? Now that we've got a fully functioning suit that fits really well and actually kind of snatches the waist. I like this. I got these Dungaree clips to join these on. That's what the pattern calls for. The only thing is though, this pack of Dungaree clips that I've got has the clip and the pin, but no slider. And I want to be able to, adjust how tight they are. So I've ordered them. So we'll be getting those tomorrow. And then all I need to do is add the pin and the clip and the slider. It means this becomes adjustable and then this is finished and I can finally get onto the jacket. I honestly thought I'd be finished with this like days ago. I had to do a little bit of hand sewing for the hem because of the open bit that I added. The lining didn't fit around completely, so I had to hand sew it to make it fit. We can now start on the jacket. Lucky for me, I've got absolutely nothing going on for the next couple days apart from making this jacket. So I haven't cut it out yet because I couldn't decide what colorway I wanted to do, but I think I'm going to go with brown on the bottom and then green up top. Okay, so now I need to cut everything out because I haven't cut any of those things out. We're going to do that right now. And hopefully by the end of today, I would have cut it out and got the wadding in and we can start sewing it up tomorrow. Okay, we have cut out all of the jacket pieces and I have them all added onto the wadding. Now we're going to stitch around the edges to make sure that this wadding stays and I can cut off the excess. And then we are ready to sew this jacket. Okay, it's another day and I haven't really done much with my jacket, but I need to do something because I'm leaving in like 4 days. I'll show you where I'm up to. We have put the backing onto all of the jacket pieces. I've cut out my lining, I've cut out everything. We are ready to sew this thing together. Yay! The only thing I just realised though is that if I sew together this jacket as is with this insulation, it's not going to be as puffy as I would like. And I would like it to have a lot of puff, all the puff.
Maximum puff.
I had a little thought and I've got a solution. This is a giant pillow. It is a giant pillow that used to be part of a set of 2. And I don't know where the other pillow is. I have not known where the other pillow is for about 4 years. But this has just been sat in my cupboard, just living there, taking up space. So we're going to use it because it's full of feathers. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up this, reuse, recycle, and the other I don't remember what it's called, but we're going to do all those things. The fluffy gets stuffied into this and makes it puffy. And hopefully it will give me the puff that I'm looking for. So if you can see, there is a stitch going round the whole edge. I'm just going to open up one side and we're just going to stuff it in until it's sufficiently puffy. And then I'm just going to close it up again. And then we're going to sew it together as normal. And that should give me maximum puff in each segment. We hope. We hope. We really hope. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to spend the next hour or 2 puffing everything. And then I'll get back to you. All right, I have opened up a side on every single thing. And I did puff one, but I didn't realise how messy this is going to be. As you can see, I'm going to have feathers everywhere. And so we start. Okay, I had to put on a mask because it was too much. I inhaled, I'm still coughing from it. I inhaled like 3 feathers. This is seriously messy work. I do not recommend doing this if you don't have to. You can get already puffed stuff. It doesn't have to be as puffy as I would like it. Or if you're going to do this, mask up like I'm going to do so you're not breathing in the smaller fumes and you don't have feathers in your lungs, which like I now have. And make sure you've got your little hoover handy. I feel like it's like a glitter situation. So I'm okay to every now and then find a feather in this room, but in the rest of the house, absolutely not. So this is my home now for the next three hours of stuffing and making and hopefully puffing my jacket. Whew. Okay, so I've got feathers everywhere. Okay, so I'm done stuffing my pieces. All of it. I'm just completely covered. Everything is covered. So we need to clean up before we start sewing. So as you can see here, we have finished the pockets on the front. In order to do that though, I had to open up the two sides that I'd used for stuffing and take out all of the feathers so that we can get the pockets in. Now that the pockets are in, I can stuff all around so that it's as puffy as this top part. And this is the front done. Looking pretty good. So we're going to get some feathers back inside here, close it up and carry on. So we have a gilet. It is quite puffy. It was actually so puffy. You know that maximum puff that I really, really wanted?
Maximum puff.
It was actually too much puff. So this is taken out. I actually took out some of the puff because it was slightly too puffy. But this feels good. This feels nice. This feels warm. It doesn't feel crazy. There's still a bit of air in there. I'm very happy. Next up, we need to put the hood together. We're going to attach the hood and the collar, and then we're going to work on the sleeves. So yeah, this seems to be going swimmingly. It's crunch time. We got to get this done. We have the hood. There are many things happening right now. First things first, the pattern has two options for the top. You can have a stand-up collar like this, well, like this, or you can have a hood. And I've decided I want both. Now, the pattern doesn't show you how to put both on because it's one or the other, but in my previous ski sew, I had both and the hood was attached with a zip. So I went and had a look at that pattern, I analysed what I made, and I figured out how to put it in this one. So what we're doing right now is making those changes. So the best way to do this is to attach the lining to my hood and one half of the zip at the same time. So that will be along the back like this. Then I've got a lovely little cover and the other side of the zip will attach to the neckline of the jacket, and then I can put the collar on top. So it's going to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 ingredient sandwich. So when I'm done, hopefully I'll be able to unzip and take off the hood and you still not be able to see the zip because of this little zip cover, which should stay on the jacket. That's what I'm going to spend the next couple of hours doing. Once we've got that sorted, we can finally work on the sleeves and then put the lining in. And then I feel like we're done. Are we done? Am I done? I'm not done, but you know what I mean. Outside today, which means we lost a whole half day of making this jacket. We have our bodice shell, which is working very well. The zip is on and ready to go. We have the hood here, which has the other zip. It is also lined. The only thing that I need to do is the area where I turned this inside out. I just need to slip stitch it closed. But this detachable hood is fully working and ready. Fantastic. So now we are going to work on the sleeves and I'll show you what it looks like once the sleeves are on, because that's when we know how cute the jacket's going to be. As you can see here, we've got like this short bit and then this bit which is larger, and then this is like one massive one, and I don't know if I like that, so I did a little bit of measuring and then I've put some tape here because I'm going to have a long line go here, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like green, green, brown, brown. Yeah, that's kind of how it's going to look, obviously without the red. I just needed a visual so that when I sew the line and I don't have to draw on the front. So that's what it's going to look like. So I'm going to do that first and then we're going to put the sleeves together. I am trying to put these sleeves on, but this jacket is so puffy and it is a struggle, but we're doing it. Okay, so we've just put the sleeves in. They're in. Everything's sufficiently puffy. Pockets are working. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, it's very uncomfortable to wear at the moment because all of the feather ends are like poking me in the shoulder, but I think this is going to be great when the lining's in and the cuffs are on, and it's exactly the length that I wanted it. Ooh, I'm excited. So today is the 31st of December. It is the last day of the year, and this is where we are with the jacket. I have no plans tonight because we're going to be traveling literally in a day or two. Have a little glass of champagne with the husband, and that's going to be it. But we are going to get this finished. So far we have sleeves, we have a front, we have a hood which comes off. I've segmented the jacket so that it puffs 4 times instead of 3, and the sleeves do 5 times because they're a little bit longer, but everything is matchy and it looks pretty good in my opinion. We have also added to the sleeves their facings on the insides of the cuffs, and there is a pocket in this sleeve here. Today we are going to focus on getting the zip in with the zipper guard and the lining and the inside pocket. All of them kind of need to be done around the same time. So what I'm doing right now is putting this is the inside facing, and this is where the inside pocket's going to go. As you can already see, I've put the pocket facing on there. I'm going to do the pockets first, then add that to the lining, which is also where the inside of the collar is going to be attached. That will all be one piece which will go in together. Then we put the zipper and the zipper guard in, and then the lining goes in, and then it closes everything up. And then I have to do a final slip stitch to the hole, which I turn everything inside out, and then we are finished. I'm hoping because it is still morning, I will be able to get most of this done today. I'm trying to get it all done for today, but today isn't really the deadline. Tomorrow is. Tomorrow is the last day that I can do any kind of sewing before I have to pack it up and take it with me. So I've got today, but if I can't finish today, I'm going to do tomorrow. The good thing though is that normally I go to bed around 10:30, and because today is New Year's, I'm going to stay up till midnight. So that's a whole 2 hours extra of sewing. So that is basically what I'm going to do. Okay, let's see if we can finish it today. We have a lining, so that's the collar. We've got our little arms here. We've got pockets on both sides, so 2 inside pockets. Fantastic. What next? We've got the lining. Now we need to put the zip in. Once the zip is in, then the lining can go in, and what it does is it closes everything up and it all looks very pretty. And it is 3 o'clock, so I feel like we might actually finish this jacket today. Last project before 2026, right under the wire. Happy New Year, everyone. So I thought I was going to finish my coat yesterday, and I didn't because of a few things. First of all, I decided last minute to add a flap at the front, which I then had to figure out how to do and put on, which I did. And then as it got later and later, I decided to start on the wine. So I didn't really want to make any more mistakes after I'd had my festive wine, so I decided to stop. But we are at a very, very good place. We have one more day to go, and tomorrow is when we start our journey to the Alps. Here is the jacket. It is inside out because the lining is on the outside, and I've pinned it together and everything. All I need to do now is sew around the front and the collar to get the lining attached. Then we need to attach our knit cuffs to the sleeves. And then finally, we close up the bottom And then this jacket is finished. It's just turned 12 o'clock. I feel like I can be done by 3, which means then I can relax. Not only did I make my salopettes, but I also made a ski jacket, and I did it in less than 2 weeks, which I think is actually pretty good because the last ski suit that I made took me almost a month. So I feel like that's an improvement. Come on. Come on. Ooh. Yes. Did we do it? It's done. Oh, okay. So we're just going to close up this little corner and we're finished. We have an outfit. It is the day of travel. We are traveling in about 4 or 5 hours. I haven't packed yet, but last night I finally finished everything and I thought I'd show you the full outfit. So this is the coat. As you can see, looking pretty good. There is one more thing that I need to do, which I'm going to go do this morning because I ran out, which is the cord ends so that I can have an adjustable bottom and also on the hood. But here is the jacket in all its glory. It is very puffy, even though I took out most of the puff, and this is what it's looking like. We have 2 pockets here at the side. We've got a side pocket here, and I've got 2 inside pockets which can hold a whole phone. It's very, very big, so I've got one on either side. This jacket pattern was the Mitsuba puffer jacket by Waffle Patterns. I made a few changes to it. Mostly it tells you to either add the collar or the hood. I decided to add both by making the hood detachable and adding a zip. I also added this front placket. Essentially the jacket was supposed to just be this zip, so you'd be able to see the zip, but I wanted to be able to have like a guard for the zip. There's a guard at the back, but not in the front. So I got some Velcro, made a guard, made it 2-tone just like the jacket, and then when I was adding the zipper, I added the Velcro guard as well, which is pretty good because it works all the way up to the top. And it's a very nice slimline jacket. I made the size 36, which in hindsight, I think I probably should have made the 38. I am actually a 36 size now, so I thought I'll make my exact size, but it is quite snug, which is fine because it's very, very warm, so I don't need to wear like huge layers, but this is what it's looking like when it's open. And I really, really think it's a great jacket. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm gonna go pack now and then I'm gonna go skiing. I'll show you some video, but thank you for watching to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you make this pattern? How do you think I did? There probably could have been some improvements, but yeah, if you want to tell me, please tell me. And if you haven't already, then subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I post another video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. We're skiing. Skiing one-handed with one glove on, just so I can show you what we're looking like on the ice. Everyone is doing all tricks. That is not going to be me.